Several years ago, I had an injury that could have paralyzed me from the waist down, and for a while it did. When this issue comes up, people tend to say that it'd be too hard to implement or impractical, or that it'd be depressing. The people who say that obviously haven't thought about it very much. Let's consider the emotional reasons why we need to be as inclusive as possible for people with disabilities in The Sims. What I love about The Sims is that you can make yourself as close to who you are as possible, and yet still succeed at life without any of the issues you would face in real life. You don't have to make your sim white if you're ethnic, attractive if maybe you're not so much, heterosexual if you're gay, or even the most charismatic sim on the block if you're somewhat reserved in real life. You can still do well at your job, you can still marry someone who's much more attractive than you are. Adoption is beautifully simple, so you can focus on your career if you want a baby. These days when I make myself in The Sims, I give myself the shy and the loner traits. I put in all my flaws and quirks, and yet I just have to work a little bit harder to thrive. It's a great feeling to see your sim thrive without racism, discrimination, or any of the things I've had to deal with in life. If I'm flawed, making my sim like me is not depressing. What would be very pitiable and depressing would be if someone made themselves in The Sims but changed their race to fight a racism that doesn't exist. Or made themselves as a male so they'd feel better about dating women. The best thing about The Sims is when you can be you, warts and all, and still get everything you want out of the game. If I were disabled, I personally wouldn't play The Sims. You're telling me I have to be able to walk or have both arms in order to live a happy life with my dream spouse and my dream house. I want to be in my wheelchair and still be able to get Angelina Jolie or something from day one. And let's face it, only really in The Sims could that happen. Let's talk about actually implementing this into the game, because this is very possible. Because The Sims is a fictional universe, it can take liberties and make things comically easier for people who might otherwise have been disadvantaged. There's no racism because from a design standpoint, race is just facial features and coloring. It'd be very difficult to have Sims respond to other Sims based on those, and well, they shouldn't try. So gender and age are the only tangible factors in The Sims 3. There is no discrimination for LGBTs in The Sims. There's also no T's, but I'm not really waiting for that expansion pack to come out. Adoption is brilliantly done in The Sims 3, whereas if it was as difficult as it was in real life, then people who are dependent on it would be disadvantaged playing the game. The point is, The Sims tweaked an aspect of real life to make it more accessible and an option for anyone who might need it. Does it mirror our world exactly? No. But the point is, they could do the same thing for the disabled. Maybe your sim has a prosthetic arm or leg, more than one. The cheapest one comes free as part of their incredible healthcare in The Sims universe. And it's functional as an arm while looking like a prosthetic, and more expensive ones can maybe do cool features. You could be like a bionic man or something. But what about wheelchairs? They would have to program every single lot in every single expansion pack, which they can't do, to have every single community lot, and preferably home, be wheelchair accessible? Well, what if rocket jets bust out of your wheelchair and propel you up and down stairs? That would be the unique kind of Sims charm and flair that they could apply to keep it lighthearted and funny. It wouldn't be dark, it wouldn't be depressing, and if I were in a wheelchair, I would kind of accept that as a nice compromise. I get to be in my wheelchair, have Angelina Jolie rubbing up against me, rocket up some stairs, which I can't really do in real life, but hey, something about it doesn't feel marketable as an expansion pack, I'll admit, and I certainly wouldn't expect it in the base game, because this would also have to include ways for people to become handicapped or disabled, and I could fully understand people not wanting that. But you'd have to give it perks, make it fun, make it so that it doesn't take anything away from your life in, a way that pays respect to the people in real life. It doesn't just completely pretend they have no problems, but also that doesn't pity them. It keeps it light in a Sims way. They would release it as a stuff pack. That's how they would market it. They'd join up with some affiliation for the disabled, half of all proceeds go to etc. blah blah blah, put a little banner over the game. Because I really do feel like there is an emotional need for this to be in the game, and I've explained why. There are so many games I don't play because I feel like I can't be me in that game. I know it would mean the world to some of these people if they could play who they are in The Sims and have all of their wishes or dreams and aspirations come true, just like everyone else. Like this video, share it with your friends if you think The Sims should step up and do something like this.